Hello and welcome to He Said,
She Shed.
where we invite you in to see what's going on inside the He Said.
She Shed.
Today, the word of the day is outlets.
We're going shopping?
No.
Oh, outlets.
Outlets.
Continue.
Outlets.
Continue.
No. Right. So we got lighting, and then we also need a place to plug stuff in.
Yes. Super excited. We showed you putting up the lights in the studio, and it's super bright, and it's almost too bright. We might take a couple bulbs out, but it feels like daylight in there. It's wonderful. But now we need to start putting in this type of outlet. I'm not going to go get another vest.
You can go shopping.
I can go shopping.
I'll
when
work
my
on
chores are
outlets.
done.
I'm jazzed about this. I want to work on outlets.
Okay.
This is a milestone. So we've got some bigger boxes for the two outlets side by side, and we got places where we want to do just single outlets. Mm-hmm. We've got the somewhat more heavy-duty 20 amp outlets rated for a little bit more current load because, like, especially in this room, we're running power tools, so we went heavy duty. You can get these by the contractor pack of 10. So even though we might not have that significant need in the art studio, mm-hmm. I'm just doing these everywhere.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're mostly doing the messy, dusty stuff in here, and we're keeping the studio clean. So really, it's just about power and, my Keurig plugging in my coffee maker primarily.
So I made a little template like this that I can use with a router bit and a following collar. So I screw this into the wall where I know I want a square hole where the box will go, mm-hmm. and this helps me cut it out. So that's where I'll start, is doing all the cutouts, and then make another lap and do the next bit of prep and make another lap and install the boxes and so on. So I'm hoping I can get it all done before sundown. We'll see.
And before I come back from
shopping,
the outlet mall.
Before we come back from the other outlets. All right, let's do it.
All right.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking this hat is ridiculous. It is, but boy, is it good at keeping the sawdust out of my hair. Because routers kick up a lot of dust. All right, as far as the next step goes, the router did most of the work of doing the cutout, but now I'll double back and go to each one of those sites with a keyhole saw and cut out the last little bit, reach into the hole, and pull out the wires that we pre-strung behind the OSB. Let's go. So, moment of truth. We get to see if my evil plan worked out. We pre-ran wire inside this wall before we clad it with OSB. And the idea is the router does most of the work to do a cutout for where an outlet box will be. I'm going to take out just the last of it with this little saw. I don't have an actual keyhole saw, but this is like a rescue tool that happens to have a saw blade in it that I don't know, I guess you keep this in your car so you can knock out the glass. Why you'd need a saw in your car, who knows? Anyway, so let's see how this goes. You use what you've got, right? get it started. All right, remove a little bit of extra insulation so that when we press the outlet box in there, we don't create an air gap around here. Hopefully the insulation overall stays flush. And let's see, where did we hide that wire? All right. Looks like my evil plan did work. Outstanding. And I know that looks like a lot of excess because it is, but it's better to have too much than not enough. So at this point, we'll trim a bunch of that back, and I'm still going to leave more than I think I need. It's just like woodworking, everybody. You can always take a little more off, but it's really hard to put it back on. Wire, sure. You could grab some wire nuts and make yourself a little splice. Sawdust. Once you do that, well, it's time to get a new piece of wood. Right over there. Yeah, let's grab a little bit, actually. That's what I want to see. There we go. Sure. And you're probably asking yourself, why is he using a remodel box instead of a new construction box? Well, a couple reasons. This is a perimeter wall, and I don't have vertical studs. I've got these horizontal wind girts that tie the barn together. So I don't have a standard stud that I can mount a regular box up next to. That's the first reason. Second reason, with my level of expertise, I didn't trust myself to be able to mount that in one spot and then accurately cut out where this hole's supposed to be for the box to poke through. So it was an easier cheat to just sheathe everything and then cut my hole where I knew I needed it to be, floating right in the middle of this piece of OSB. So I'll come back around later with outlets and the proper tools to strip all this back and install the outlets themselves. Meanwhile, I got a whole bunch more of these to do. So, how many of you nudged the person next to you and said, I hope he turned the breaker off? Yes, not only is the breaker off, but actually when I'm doing this type of project, I tend to wire up the breaker end of the cable as the very last thing, just for triple safety. So, if this kind of project is not something you feel comfortable with or qualified to do, definitely do not tackle it. Please look up a local licensed electrician to do the work. As it happens in our jurisdiction, they actually allow a what's called a homeowner permit. So I can go into labor and industries and take out a homeowner permit and then actually call an inspector, and then they come and look at my work and sign off on it. So I've had the good fortune of having a dad who taught me a lot about electrical wiring, both AC and low voltage work. He was in the telecommunications industry for many years, and I've got a great friend who's a retired electrician that lives out here that I've learned a lot from. And then the company that actually did the wiring for our house has been a good help to me with a couple of projects, including getting the sub panel installed in the barn as well. So shout out to Current Temp Construction. Those guys are awesome. Thank you, Jamie. You rock. So as the last of the outlets gets installed into its box here, we'll do a quick little victory lap just to show you a whole bunch of the outlets that I had installed. Now we'll wait to go ahead and put the faceplates on until we paint, and painting is coming soon, and then we'll put the plates on after that. But thank you so much for watching He Said, She Shed. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and hit the little bell so you get notifications when new videos come out. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day.